when you make a decision, it can either be a decision that you take because it's a historical debt, or you can be forward thinking. Both are necessary. For example, if you have, like in El Salvador, a huge crime rate that you need to lower down, then you have to take decisions to do that because it's a historical debt. You owe that to the people. And we have done quite well in that area, even though we still have a lot of crime, but it has gone down quite a lot. But sometimes you also have to take forward-thinking decisions and try to not to foresee the future, but at least to know where the world is going and try to get there first, so your people will get some benefit out of it. And in the case of Bitcoin, I mean, it's just, the system is just beautiful. I mean, you have this guy, we don't know who he is, we know his fake name, inventing something, or probably a bunch of guys, but they invented this thing that it's beautiful in its thinking, and not only because it's free and because it's peer-to-peer, or because, but every detail was thought well before it happened. Like for mining, for example. At the beginning, you could mine with your laptop. Now you need all these powerful computer systems. But at the beginning, the worth of Bitcoin was really low. So nobody would invest in these powerful machines. So at that time, the blockchain and the puzzles were simple. And then you just needed your normal equipment. So everybody could invest in that and have these coins that were worth very little. But with time, Bitcoin increased in price. And at the same time, it got more complex, and you needed more power in your computer and more. So you need more investment to do that. So nobody would have done the investment if the prices would have gone up, wouldn't have gone up. So this guy or this group of people thought about it like everything would come in place right at the time that it would be needed to go in place. So when you look at everything that has happened since the beginning of Bitcoin till now, you can predict what's going to happen in the future, and it's going to be a lot bigger than it is right now, which is quite big actually. But it's going to be even bigger than what it's now. So I think a lot of, not only countries, but people are switching themselves to Bitcoin. And then you have all of the problems with the current monetary systems. And the Bitcoin system is so perfect that I think it's going to be the future. And it is the present already in a lot of things, but it's going to be big, way bigger in the future. And why? I mean, El Salvador has not been the country that's recognized to be the first in innovation, but why not this time? So being the first country adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender, it's a good thing for our country. And if you add up the practical reasons, like receiving remittances at the speed of light and having almost no costs, like you would have with Western Union and those types of systems, having financial inclusion to 70% of the people that doesn't own bank accounts, having a lot of investment in tourism that would come from this, and not becoming independent, because we're not, but at least becoming a little less dependent on the output of new dollars and the new inflation that's coming with those new dollars. We don't perceive any of that. Because when a country prints more money, there's a good side and a downside. The good side or the upside is that the government has more money to spend. The downside is the inflation, because you're just pouring in more money with no basis. But the problem with using an international currency that is not yours to print is that you're only absorbing the cost. I mean, now your dollars are worth less, but you're not getting any of the new printed money because they didn't print it for you. So for a country like ours, and we're not the only country of the world with that reality, I think having Bitcoin as legal tender, even though nobody has done it before, it was a no-brainer.
But why not launch your own currency?
The world is becoming smaller, more interconnected. Of course, we can do our own currency. It would be, we have the support in Congress. It would be normal. I mean, most countries have their own currency. We had our own currency. So yeah, why not? But I don't think that would be as innovative, or it would drive financial inclusion, or it would help people that receive remittances, or it would put El Salvador in the forefront of a new digital revolution. Or, I mean, yeah, it might be good monetary policy, but it won't do more than that. So we're thinking in all of the things around Bitcoin, not only Bitcoin as and like I said before in your first question, we think it's the future. So why not going for the future and not going to the past by issuing these old paper currencies that, they're still worth something, but, with time passes, a lot of people are switching away from them.
So what is I mean, you've obviously spent time thinking about it. What are the risks of this project for you? Because there's internal risks, but there's also external risks.
What could be the risks? I mean, yeah, you could get some people angry or mad at us. They haven't been so good to us anyway. I mean, let's see how things are here. 70% of people, they don't even have a bank account. So some banks may be upset, yeah, but they are not taking care of 70% of our people. I mean, it's not like we're doing good in the old system, so why not try a new system that it looks good to me? I mean, for me, it looks bulletproof. I'm pretty sure this is going to work, not only for us but for humanity, because it's a leap forward for humanity. And if we can be part of it, and an important part of it, our small country, we're the smallest country in the continent. And if we can be at the forefront of an economic revolution, why not try that? And what are we risking? I mean, yeah, there's probably some small risks, but I really don't see them as big risk. Only probably getting some people angry at us, but they haven't been so nice to us anyway. So why not try something new that it's handled by anybody, instead of being in the hands of somebody that could decide your monetary future from one day to another without consulting you or anything, or without caring what's going to happen to you or your people. Why not the system that it's open and free? It sounds a lot more appealing to me than the old system.